Did you know the numbers of 18-year-olds on the road dropped by 60%, which led to less accidents on the road? And since the Minimum Drinking Age Act was created in 1984, 90% of binge drinking cases in the last decade have been consisting of people of 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm Nicholas Demizio, and I'm going to persuade you on why the Minimum Drinking Age Act is outdated and why the age should be 18 rather than 21. Just a notice, I'm going to be doing this on my phone because I cannot close the camera application. Do you truly know how out of hand drinking got? According to the NHSTCA, 90% of alcohol consumption is only in large doses, and about 2,000 people a year die from binge drinking just on campuses alone, and then 88,000 people die as a whole in the United States. At 6 times a day, someone in the U.S. dies from alcohol poisoning after drinking too much in a single binge. And the National Institute of Alcohol and Alcoholism provides facts. If you're on the second slide with me, it shows that about 1,500 motor vehicle crashes happen, about 400, 500 suicides, 1,200 homicides, and 245 alcohol poisonings. And this is all leading from binge drinking of people under the age of 21 at parties and or social hangout with friends. Additional statistics from the CDC states that over 90% of U.S. adults who drink excessively report binge drinking in the past 30 days. Most people younger than 21 drink report they usually do on multiple occasions, and rates of binge drinking nationally are the highest of the ages of 18 to 25. And this is how binge drinking affects you. Binge drinking affects you, peers at Seton Hall University, and anybody who's listening to this, due to being a freshman in college. Prime of our freshman year, that was tossed out the window. The virus, oh shucks. We're going to parties on weekends and or social events with friends on the weekends, which consists of any sort of drinking, beer, hard alcohol, wine, abusing it. And then we also have pledging, which could take place with fraternities or sororities. And my next slide is a point on fraternities. A boy named Philip was in a pledge for a fraternity at a university, and he dies from binge drinking after being locked in a room with 15 other pledges and told he can't come out until all the liquor was gone. And that's a problem because a boy who didn't drink too much in high school decides to join a fraternity to make friends and then kills himself because he has to go through a hazing process to even get in the fraternity. We could all see that this is a problem, and it's a rising problem. It's continuing to happen every day. So to solve this problem, we have to present restrictions that could put this pandemic to an end. To start off with, liquor stores should be able to serve beer and wine to people that are 18, 19, and 20, rather than just no hard alcohol at all. And this is the case because if we serve hard alcohol, that's what most people get killed drinking by whiskey, tequila, vodka, etc. And people can purchase beer and wine in other countries such as Italy, Germany, and Canada at a younger age than 21. So if they could do it, so can we. Another point is selective bars and restaurants can serve people that are younger than 21 as long as they're monitored in a certain environment. And then another restriction, which is a must, not a maybe, if you have a single sip of alcohol, you cannot be behind the wheel until the completely BAC levels are at 0. And this works, having restrictions like these, because not being behind the wheel completely satisfies the Minimum Drinking Age Act of 1984 because that act was created just for the issues of drinking on the roads for people that are younger than the age of 21. These restrictions will as well drop fake ID vendors, which is phenomenal because these fake ID vendors is what gets kids in the most trouble. Possessing fake IDs at clubs or buying alcohol at liquor stores is what gets kids fined and in more trouble than even possessing the alcohol in the first place. Learning to moderately drink is huge too. With these restrictions, kids can learn, not even kids, young adults can learn how to moderately drink and be able to handle what they're putting in their bodies and not hurt themselves in the long run. If you're at the same point as me now, I'm at a statistical chart for the 10th grade, and it shows a steady decline for binge drinking since the 1990s, and that's the case for high schoolers because we have gotten more strict with DUI laws, domestic violence, which includes alcohol, and we also discussed a well, not we, but there's an organization called SAD, which I participated in, which stands for Students Acknowledge Destructive Decisions. And it talks about people putting alcohol in their systems and what not to do or what to not even do at all when you have alcohol in your system. And some potential disadvantages is if we do get this law through, people that are 21 now, well, people that are 18 can now provide alcohol for people in high school, which can increase that chart, which I just showed you, back to binge drinking high, or people that are 18 will provide for themselves and a bunch of others to just, as a whole, abuse the whole alcohol phenomenon. What good things could come out of this is people can now go out, 18, 19, 20-year-olds could go out, go to restaurants and bars and prove that they're responsible and know how to handle what they're putting in their bodies rather than just hurting themselves and thinking that they're above everyone. And then adults could also look at these young adults and realize that they can handle alcohol, and having this restricted for us young adults is ridiculous. And for parents, if it would be great for parents to know that their children can handle their alcohol rather than being hazed or not being able to handle it moderately, and they don't have to worry about their children every night. These plan of actions is crucial for this to get this show on the road, to make sure this really goes into effect. Doing these 4 steps could change America as a whole, starting with cities, the counties, the states, to the whole country. First, by decriminalizing underage drinking and reducing penalties, we could show that this isn't as crucial as other laws that need to be enforced. For example, a $2,500 fee for just drinking and not even being behind the wheel or doing anything wrong, just drinking, is ridiculous. We should bring that to here. $500, not $2,500. It should go to $500 to $1,000 to $1,500 rather than what it is now to $2,500, $5,000 to $10,000. My second point, which continues with my first point, is to make underage drinking the lowest law enforcement priority. For example, the state of California has enforced a law which marijuana is now the lowest enforcement priority. So if we could do this with marijuana, we could do it with underage drinking as well. And this is the point that could really change it all. If we have a system with permits, such as the ones with motor vehicle permits, purchasing alcohol at liquor stores, bars, or restaurants could work the same way or very similar to the system that the United States uses for motor vehicles. If an individual passes an alcohol education course, they could lose their restrictions, and individuals would need to pass an exam to be given a license to drink, and they could lose their license if they violate the state's alcohol laws. Others have also suggested a licensing program where individuals can get points on their license for engaging in negative behavior while drunk. So this works perfectly. If we have a permit, we could use this system to make sure that individuals do not abuse their alcohol privileges and also do not take anything for granted when drinking. So we could prove, if we have these points, we could use it in an effective manner, such as how we use permits for motor vehicles. And the last and final plan of action is to have monitorized restaurants and bars. So let's say this permit system does not go through. We could have some selective restaurants or bars that could serve young adults while supervised by someone who is 21, such as a parent or a legal guardian or somebody in the restaurant and or bar that could take responsibility for you. And to wrap it up, I think if we put all these restrictions together and use our resources in an effective manner, we could put binge drinking to the side, decrease the numbers of fatalities that we have each year, each day, and show that young adults could really handle their alcohol in this time era. And really change the United States for the good of tomorrow. I'm Nicholas Robert Demizio. I hope I was able to persuade you, and I hope everyone's doing well.